Valley Club, there's a brand new code for you to redeem on the web right now, so make sure you get all of your free stuff. A new Thunderbolts movie is coming to the MCU, and based on the trailer that dropped last week, which character is going to be reintroduced to Marvel Strike Force? Which ones are going to get reworked? Odin is a huge problem right now in Cosmic Crucible and in War. How do you solve that problem? We're going to answer these questions and a lot more in this edition of the Monday Mailbag. So you're ready to get all of your questions answered? Then you know what to do, Valley Club. Find that like button and let's go smash it. And welcome back to the ValleyFlyin channel. I am ValleyFlyin. I hope you are having a great day. We are back in the studio. We're going to be back here for a while. We had one planned trip, one unplanned trip. Threw off the content schedule for a little while, and we are back though, and I hope you're ready for all the things that are upcoming. Thunderbolts movie is upcoming. Which are the characters that are going to be coming to Marvel Strike Force? We got a brand new code for you. Odin, how do you solve that problem? What are some brand new Cosmic Crucible defense that I've thrown up based on what happened this morning in Cosmic Crucible? We're going to talk about all that and get to your mailbag questions. But before we get to all that stuff, if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button for more great Marvel Strike Force content. At least 5 Marvel Strike Force videos per week on the channel, question and answer videos, news videos, gameplay videos, reveal videos, everything to help your experience in Marvel Strike Force. But let's talk about the new code. Now, this was released this weekend. I did send it out on Twitter, send it out on YouTube, but in case you didn't get this code, Orcus is what you need to enter. Just go to the website, go to the new player gift, enter your code there. As usual, sometimes these codes work right away, sometimes they don't, and you need to enter them a few times. But for redeeming that code, the Orcus code, we'll get some orb fragments, 10,000 of the Sentinel Factory orb fragments, 10,000 of the Sentinel Evolution orb fragments, also some milestone points. So these are the orb fragments that should get you some Sentinel, to get you some Nimrod. Normally they're gonna be giving you none of the character shards, but I got lucky with this one. I got 100 Nimrod shards. Didn't get anything for the Illuminati, didn't get anything for the Nighters, didn't get anything for the previous Orcus, so I did get one. So I'm probably not gonna get 100 drop for a while now, and yeah, that means I'm gonna be out of luck at the Night Stalkers and Blade and everything like that. But make sure you guys get your code. Hopefully you guys get some luck with these orbs and get some good shards for your characters. Let's move forward to the mailbag questions of the week. First one comes from Brother Rebel Chef. Hey Valley, hope your dad is feeling better. He is, thank you. Yeah, he's as long as he stays consistent with eating, drinking, doing exercises, he should be continuing to make progress. And second question, where in New Jersey is the wedding you're going to? I do catering, just curious if it's at my venue or someone's I know. So it's actually in Vernon, New Jersey. We went to the Mountain Creek. They do skiing during the winter. They were doing a lot of, they were bringing people up on a gondola for mountain biking, and they brought us up to the top of the mountain. They did the wedding ceremony there. They did the reception at the bottom, and the hotel did a lot of the venue did a lot of the catering and all that stuff. Really good food, really good wedding ceremony, really good. Not sure if that's something that you're related with or not, that venue, but yeah, it was a very fun wedding. Hey Valley, with a Thunderbolts trailer coming out confirming Red Guardian, Yelena, Ghost, US Agent, Taskmaster, Winter Soldier, and Sentry, do you have any guesses on that team coming to Marvel Strike Force? They'd like to rework 2, release 3, but I'm not sure if any of these warrants a second version of the character. And I don't know if the community would do well releasing Sentry like they did with Brexit. Interested in your thoughts, thanks. So yeah, the community wouldn't do well with another Captain Britain release. That was not a friendly release. I think what the devs said at the time is they're trying something different. And they never said that they wanted to do that again. So I guess the different thing that they didn't work as well, at least not for Captain Britain. I know they said that they were happy because they got more Hank Pym and Black Panther Shuri shards in the hands of players, but I don't think they're going to do that kind of release. I think they want to keep it very, very rare. Captain Britain was kind of the first one of that though, but yeah, our undying characters, Captain Britain type characters, are epic characters, they should be rare. But as far as the Thunderbolts trailer, we did get this poster to come along with the trailer, and as you see, US Agent here, Ghost, Red Guardian, Winter Soldier. We see this guy here in the trailers, he's listed as Bob. I think a lot of the MCU community just think this is going to be Sentry, Yelena, and Taskmaster, of course, here. So as far as what my thoughts are in this team, which characters would be reintroduced to Marvel Strike Force, which characters would get reworked, I think for myself, it's going to be based on a lot of their costumes. And what I mean by that is, if you look at this costume for Red Guardian, It looks very similar to the costume that we have for Red Guardian in the games. We look at the US Agent costume. It looks very similar to the US Agent John Walker that we have in the game. Winter Soldier, he kind of already looks like the Winter Soldier that we have in the game. So for myself, just based on what we already have in the game as far as visually, Red Guardian, Winter Soldier, US Agent, very unlikely for them to get reintroduced as brand new characters because the character model they would introduce is very similar to what we already have in the game. As far as new characters, there's this guy here.
I'm Bob.
Bob. Now, a lot of people are suspecting Bob is gonna be Sentry when he comes into the Thunderbolts movie. And if Bob is Sentry, I think that's a very good chance that he would be coming to the game as a brand new character. So we got Sentry as a brand new character. And we got this new looks for Yelena and Ghost. And Yelena's costume in Marvel Strike Force right now is from the Black Widow 2 movie. So has the white costume, has her vest with a lot of pockets, slightly different hairstyles. So, and I think they could give her a totally different kit based on what we see in the Thunderbolts movie. Ghost in Marvel Strike Force is a very different look from the Ghost that we've seen in the trailers and the poster for the Thunderbolts movie. So this is another character that I think could get a brand new character in the game. And then last but not least, Taskmaster. Well, a couple different looks for Taskmaster. Now this avatar was recently redone, which could indicate another costume coming to the game. I don't think they would redo the avatar for a character if they were gonna just reintroduce a new character. So I would say as far as reworks, Taskmaster is a good suspect, and that is just based on this new avatar coming to the game. And as far as the new characters, I would say that Sentry is a great one. Yelena is also another option, and Ghost is another option. And then as far as just reworks, I think John Walker, Winter Soldier, Red Guardian, and Taskmaster are going to be the likely candidates for reworks for this team. But who knows? It may just be 5 characters. It may be a full cell rework of this team, kind of like they did with the Sinister Six. Let me know what your thoughts are on these characters and who you want to get reworked and who you want to be a new character in Marvel Strike Force. Hey Valley, got a question. I'm gearing up for the Old Man Logan trials, but I'm thinking of starting Dark Dimension 6 for Super Skrull. Which would you prioritize first? Also, happy late birthday. Thank you, my brother. So just right off the bat, Super Skrull is gonna make that villain bio section a lot easier for Old Man Logan. So if you can get Super Skrull before Old Man Logan, that'll make it a lot easier. You can get Old Man Logan without Super Skrull. However, if you want like a 6-star, 7-star version of Old Man Logan, you probably want, in addition to your Out of Time and Cabal, you probably want a big Super Skrull and a big Spider Side as well for the other nodes that you need for Old Man Logan. Now for Super Skrull, it's just about getting those gear for the characters. And the good thing about that gear, the teal gear is a lot more accessible nowadays, so should be having a lot easier time getting Super Skrull. Old Man Logan, as of me recording this, trials are going on right now, and those come back from time to time. Hopefully soon they'll be made like a semi-permanent legendary so that you could just go chase after that character. But I would say you could, it's not mutually exclusive, right? You could go after Super Skrull, you could go after Old Man Logan. You're building the gear for Super Skrull, you're building up certain characters for Old Man Logan, and the characters you're bringing up for that Old Man Logan trials, the characters you need, are also pretty good in Dark Dimension 6, Dark Dimension 7 as well when you're gearing up for that. Cabal, you need them for the Old Man Logan trials, and they're great in Dark Dimensions. Spider Side, great in the Dark Dimensions, and you need them for the Old Man Logan trials. So if you could get a lot of overlapping characters like that, you could work towards both of them at the same time. But if I had to pick, either have a big Old Man Logan or a big Super Skrull, the other wouldn't be on my roster. At this point, I would probably choose a big Old Man Logan, but yeah, you could work towards both at the same time. It's not one or the other, my friend. All right, so hey, Valley, is there an answer for Odin without Mephisto? So I misunderstood this question. I actually thought it is a counter for Odin. So I did some research, got some counters for Odin, but this question is actually about Dark Dimension 8. So answer for getting Odin without Mephisto. So the good and bad news, I'm still in that node, finally able to take down Kamala Khan. So I have at least 30 seconds more of playtime before the Archangel pins me down. I've been using Annihilators, no Gore, no Super Skrulls, so no Silver Surfer. So that is Gladiator, Endgame Thanos, and Ultimus. Also been using SK. I'm not sure if you mean Super Skrull or VK, like Void Knight, or I'm just not picturing the character. And Old Man Logan, which has been the MVP, even though he gets one shot, which is stupid because I feel he has one diamond, and even my 2 Gladiator used to get one shot by Kang. So yeah, the different stats. So Old Man Logan's great. Old Man Logan, the legendary section in Dark Dimension 7 pretty much carries that for me. Like most of the damage that I did in the legendary section was after my 4 other legendaries were dead, and it was just Old Man Logan. So enemies were just hitting him. He was getting a lot of turn meter and he was doing a lot of damage. Old Man Logan is awesome. The other characters though, if you look at like some of the recommended characters, or I guess they're not recommended, but the devs did say about Dark Dimension 8, if you don't have Mephisto, you don't have Super Skrull, fine, but it's going to be a lot more challenging. I think that's what you're running into here. This legendary cosmic section, this is who I'm planning on bringing in, and you have one of the characters, I think, Old Man Logan, great character, no Mephisto. You do have these 2 Annihilator characters, which is great, but I think and I haven't been there yet, so you're ahead of me in these the Dark Dimension 8, but I think this is tuned for Super Skrull, Mephisto, and Old Man Logan, and just Thanos and Gladiator are bonuses there. I got rid of most of the first wave. I have 42 enemies left, including Dakin, which is pretty strong, and a rear gore because he one-shots. I don't know if you have some other teams or anything, because I am losing my mind seeing how slow the progress is. So yeah, like I said, I think it was kind of tuned around Mephisto, tuned around Super Skrull. Can you beat it without them? Yes, but kind of like going in Dark Dimension 7 without Super Skrull and Apocalypse for those first few unlimited nodes. It's very, very tough because I think it was tuned to them. You can get through it without those characters. But it is tough, which is what I think is going to be the same for Dark Dimension 8. Can you get through it without Mephisto, without Super Skrull? Yeah, but it's going to take a lot more attempts. So that's probably not the ideal team. Obviously, the ideal team probably does involve Mephisto, does involve Super Skrull, but hopefully it's a scenario like Dark Dimension 7 I ran into with the Cabal. Hopefully you could kind of sacrifice a few days, getting your cooldowns reset, and then just smashing through a few waves with all their cooldowns all where they need to be. So hopefully that helps you. Like I said, you're ahead of me though, so I don't have any first-hand experience. Right now, I just beat the city villain, so I'm just waiting on some more global heroes right now. That's where I'm at in Dark Dimension, my brother. So yeah, you're way ahead of me. Hopefully you get a good solution. Hopefully you can figure this out before I get there, my brother, and hopefully get your Odin way before I do. All right. Hey, ValleyFlyin, wondering, with Null on the loading screen, is it possible that he's coming to the game as a playable character? We have to wait a while after Battle World comes. So yes, it is possible. I don't think devs have any finalized plans, at least not from the last conversation that I was in discussing Null at Battle World. From what I remember, they said Null was going to be the Battle World boss. He's going to be a PvE character at this point. Later down the road, they may release him as a playable character, but I don't think they had any plans at the time that we had the recording. That may have changed. He may be a playable character sooner than it was initially indicated to us, but yeah, as what was indicated to us is he's going to be the boss, and then maybe down the road, if they choose that, he can be playable. All right, second question is, what's your theory on Captain Brexit's return, or if MODOK is coming to the game? So not sure what they want to do with Captain Britain, right? They said that they was trying something new. Like I said previously, they were happy with the Hank Pym and Black Panther Shuri shards that players were able to get during that event. So there was some positives, but just based on them not talking about epic characters or more epic releases or discussing that things, I don't think that the general feeling of the community, which was very, very angry about this, is what they wanted. So I don't think that they're gonna make these epic characters like a thing. You know, we've had one in the past, one per year in the past with the Undying characters. We had 2 this year, so maybe 2, maybe 1, maybe 3, but they're going to be pretty rare. As far as when he's going to return, hopefully it's very soon. Like I said, they want to do something new with the release, but now that he's released, players that spent all the money on Captain Britain got to enjoy it for a while. I do think it is time that they should start releasing him free to play, and now his awakened ability is free to play, and his shards free to play, his red stars free to play, all that stuff. Maybe not free to play for the red stars because they want to sell dark promos, but everything else should be released free to play. And obviously I'd love more red stars released free to play, but I don't think that they're going to do that. And as far as MODOK coming in the game, I guess with this new graphics update, it gives them a little more room to do other characters. I mean, maybe they can bring him into the game right now if they make him real small like Rocket. I think there's some limits on the tech that they can bring in. So they're bringing a weird character like MODOK, who is a big floating character rather than a normal size standing character. May bring some tech problems, and I think that's why he's not in the game yet. So like I said previously, if this new graphics updates allows them to do other things, expand their tech, bring in other characters, bigger characters like Galactus, a lot more hitboxes, that will be great. But until they figure that out, I don't think we're getting MODOK in the game, unless they wanted to release something like a small character like a Cosmo or a Rocket or something like that. All right, hope things went well for you, Valley. I hope things have been well for you, Valley. Yeah, they have. They were a little rough like a couple weeks ago, but pretty much back to normal and all good right now. So I hope it is the same for you, my brother. Hopefully everything is going well for you. Just wanted your opinion. Haven't started Dark Dimension 7 yet. I have enough characters to do the unrestricted nodes, but they aren't city characters. My Spider Society all geared to 18 level 100, but not ready for city sections yet. In your opinion, should I just take Peter B, Penny, Pav combo, include Blade and maybe Moon Knight and wait for Oath, or should I just do full Spider Society? What you should do, well, it is totally up to you. I'll just tell you what I did. My second run, Dark Dimension 7, brought up all the Spider Society, full auto through Dark Dimension 7. So if you're looking for an easy time through Dark Dimension 7, full Spider Society is going to give you an easy time, probably through the unrestricted nodes, but definitely through those city sections. I mean, just auto through it and you should be fine with that. Now, as far as Blade and Moon Knight, they are going to be good characters. They're going to be part of that Night Stalkers team. They should have more updated stats. But as far as just, and they will be good in Night Stalkers team. The Night Stalkers should be good in Crucible and War. So they'll give you some use outside of that mode. So those wouldn't be those wouldn't be bad characters to bring in, right? Because they're going to be stronger characters. Blade, we've already seen his kit, looks very good. We've seen the reworks. The Moon Knight looks pretty good. I think, like I said, if you want a strong Dark Dimension team, you bring in a full Spider Society. Depending what you want to do after Dark Dimension, though, that is where you might want to bring other characters like Blade, Moon Knight. You are bringing in 3 good Spider Society characters, or the 3 really important ones, so that is a good thing. But yeah, I would say it is up to you. I don't think either of them are wrong selections. It's just where you want to prioritize for right now, because I think eventually you're going to bring all of your Spider Society up to gear tier 19. You're going to bring Blade up to gear 19 probably. And depending on how much you enjoy the Night Stalkers, you might bring Moon Knight, the rest of the Night Stalkers, all the way up to gear tier 19 as well eventually. So it's just on what you want to do right now. Are you looking for an easy time through Dark Dimension? Are you looking for the characters that are going to give you value long-term later on? It is up to you. And depending on what the answer is, that is who you build up. Well, let's discuss Odin. Like I said, I misread one of the previous questions. Thought it was about how to counter Odin. It was actually how to get Odin through Dark Dimension 8. But I did some research. How do you counter this guy? Because I've been avoiding this guy in War. Well, it looks like, at least what I've seen from videos, there's an Odin team with Spider Society. Well, it looks like that can beat with Superior 6 and Apocalypse. So Green Goblin Classic, Vulture, Doc Ock, Mysterio, Apocalypse looks like they can beat a Odin Spider Society team in War. A lot of it is about the battlefield effects. You don't want him to do the battlefield effects, so you need the ability to block him, you need to stun him, you need to knock down his speed bar, or just kill him before he takes a turn and gets that battlefield effects off. I've also seen a match in Cosmic Crucible, Spider Society, the 3 main Spider Society, Penny, Pav, and Peter B, with Mephisto and Odin, Room 6 in Cosmic Crucible. What I saw is double sacks and then cleaned up with, because usually I'm 2-sacking those Mephisto teams, but then the cleanup was with Superior 6 pretty much. So Vulture, Craven, Doc Ock, Mysterio, Green Goblin Classic. So no Slayer, no Lizard, but the rest of them, Vulture's in there, Mysterio's in there. Looks like that can counter them in Room 6, but yeah, that's after 2 sacks. That is some pretty beefy teams. And if you have some counters for Odin, let me know down in the comments, because like I said, I've been avoiding him in War, and luckily none of my Cosmic Crucible opponents have used him. I have had him on defense yet, so I've gotten lucky from that standpoint. And I got my butt kicked so bad in Cosmic Crucible this morning that I decided to switch my entire defense. So let me show you what happened, and let me show you the defense that I did as a result. Surprise, spoiler warning though, this is it did pretty much exactly what my opponent had on defense. So this is what we had previously. So we had Darkhold with Quicksilver. Doom was easily beaten by a Cabal. We had this out of time with no Black Knight, but Scientist Supreme instead, beaten by a New Warriors with Guardian. This was a rough fight. We watched the replay on stream. This was not an easy fight. This one could have went bad, but luckily for my opponent, he was able to beat this team. All right, this was an interesting team though. Normally to face a Mephisto Spider Society, doing 2 sacrifices, then I'm going in with Secret Defenders and Eternals or New Warriors or something like that. This got the efficiency up. So instead of 2 battles to beat Mephisto, it did use a big team, use Annihilators with Super Skrull, Ultimus there, and all that did was beat out the Mephisto. This battle did not go as planned. My opponent said that the Thanos died very early on. This battle would have been a much different battle if Thanos didn't die early on, because he would have went under 50% health, would have flipped all the stuff on them, would have been a much different battle. So he did kill Mephisto and then had an easy cleanup with this, and that's what got him the efficiency points to get us to win. We did screw up and we wouldn't have won anyway, but this was what was the difference in the match. That secured the victory for him. We had a Hive Mind with Black Knight on defense. That was beaten by a Superior 6. Stage 5, we had a Extreme X-Wing with Dormammu, beaten by a Apocalypse with a Masters Evil and North Star. I like that combo. And stage 6 had our Annihilators team, and this was an interesting combo. My opponent did say that he got lucky with Doom pushing the rest of these characters. And this is an ugly fight. I've done fights similar to this before. I did not like this fight because it seemed like a lot of RNG, but the RNG went well for my opponent. So we're going to do something similar. This is what we're going to do on defense starting tomorrow. So we went with this team, the Darkhold team. We took out Quicksilver and we put in Noir. And the reason we put Agatha back in, 1, she got a rework, and 2, so that we could stop the assist with the Morgan Le Fay passive. We went full out of time here in 2. This one is beaten by a few different teams, but can be pretty tricky if you bring in the wrong team. Illuminati without Captain Britain beats it pretty easily as well. Orcus was a little more challenging than I thought. Mysterio made this a little tougher of a fight than it should have been. The reason I lost this fight, I went in with the wrong team. Went in New Warriors. Should have went in with this Superior 6, and this team was beaten. But going the wrong team, this team can smash you. Full Extreme X-Men. We took Dormammu off in case we need him for offense. Our opponent used a Illuminati, no Captain Britain on defense in room 5. This was a tough team to beat. And then of course the Spider side with Mephisto. Hopefully we could pull 2 sacrifices, and then our opponent, and we could only use 1 sacrifice to beat our opponents, or hopefully we could use that Annihilators combo to beat their Spider side with Mephisto tomorrow. So that's what I'm using on Crucible for defense starting tomorrow. Hopefully it works. Let me know your thoughts on the defense, and let me know if you're doing something similar or something totally different. Let me know your thoughts on the Thunderbolts predictions. Hopefully you get a great orb opening from that web code that you got, and I hope you got some value from this video. If you did, leave it a like. It is free for you. It tremendously helped out the YouTube algorithm and the ValleyFlyin channel. And if you want to check out all the teams in Marvel Strike Force ranked from best to worst, every single one of them, check out the video up there, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a great rest of your day. Hulk fist bump, ValleyFlyin out.